My name is Joe, and welcome back to another Roblox theory, guys. Today, we have an awesome one planned. I'm very excited to start this off. Be sure to subscribe and like this video already if you haven't before we hop into it, because this one is pretty freaking cool, and I'm a little excited to roll it out. So, you guys talk about my older episodes of the Roblox theories quite a bit. You talk about 1x1, John Doe, Cool Kid. You talk about essentially every guy I've covered. You guys talk about them quite a bit in my comments. And so I was scratching my beard, scratching my mustache, scratching my head. What should I do next? And I really had an awesome idea here, and I think you guys might really enjoy this. So all these hackers are on kind of different levels, I believe, that they all kind of have different hacking capabilities. They've all done different things, but I wanted to do a competition between two of them. And in today's episode, we are going to do Cool Kid versus 1x1x1. Now you might be asking yourselves, Joe, what the heck does this mean? Well, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be comparing what they've both done, and then we'll come to a conclusion of who's the better hacker and who's had a bigger impact on the game. So if you guys are excited for this, be sure to leave the other ones that I should do. We could do a lot of like versus series if you guys really do enjoy this one, but let's go ahead and hop into it. So if we start with Cool Kid, you guys might remember Cool Kid because he was one of the most recent theories that I just covered, but Cool Kid is one of the most real that we have to cover, actually, because there's the most information about him. And that's always something I want to say about all these theories, is that there's sometimes just not that much information, and you have to go off very little details to make up, kind of the whole like image of what they were like and everything. So that's why it's sometimes a little hard. But Cool Kid, however, we have a ton of information on him because this happened more recently. There's a lot more people who remember it, and there's just a lot more forum posts and things about it that we can use as information. Now, Cool Kid, if you guys don't remember, did have a hacking group. I believe it was just called like Cool Kid Team. I can't remember specifically what it was called, but it was just a group on Roblox, but it was all dedicated hackers, okay? This wasn't just him. It was not just him, okay? I believe he was kind of the initiator, kind of the leader of these hacking groups, but this is a big impact on the game, okay? Because I at least think this, I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like that's what really started a lot more people into hacking Roblox, because nowadays you can get hacks, like you're buying a candy bar at a grocery store. It's so much easier than it was back in the day, and I really feel like him starting this whole hacking thing really brought it up to a lot of people. It made a lot of people start coding things for hacking. So there's a whole lot that we have to keep in mind for Cool Kid, because even though he didn't hack a ton of individual games and take down a bunch of stuff, he definitely had a huge impact, I believe, on the entire game of Roblox, not just like on a small period of time. But keep in mind, he also did hack games, but just not taking them down. He would be able to like kill players in games. He'd be able to have fly hacks, God mode. He'd be able to have a ton of different things. But keep in mind that he would have a lot of people using these same hacks. So that's why I feel like he's on a little bit of a different level than everyone else, because he had a lot of people on his team hacking with him. So that's why it's kind of like a big deal to keep all that in mind. So Cool Kid was definitely an intimidating guy with a lot of followers, but let's hop on to the next side. 1x1x1. So if you guys did not watch the video on it, I recommend going back and watching it, but I guess we're going to be breaking down some of it in today's video anyway, so you might not necessarily need to, but if you want the full story, then go back and watch the video. So 1x1x1 was kind of the first really big hacker of Roblox, okay? He did some of the really big stuff that you guys hear about nowadays, and he did things like take down Murder Mystery and take down actually really like all the leading games at that point. I can't remember all the games that were still around then. I believe it was Delivery at a Pizza Place, I'm pretty sure was around. He did take that down. I don't think Meep City was around then, but he definitely did take down Murder Mystery and Pizza Delivery. I know he definitely did take those down, so keep that in mind, that he has the ability to take down these massive servers. I mean, these things hold tens of thousands of players all at once, and he could shut down the whole thing. Like, that is a lot of power right there. You just gotta visualize that. That's, wow, okay, I don't even know what's going on here. Unrelated to the video, but what? But here's the only thing about 1x. He really didn't have any other kind of spurts of hacking. That's the only thing with Cool Kid. Cool Kid had a lot of people who kind of came off from him, but 1x1 was just, by himself. And after he was banned, he really never came back. To our knowledge, he did not come back. But then again, there has been some hacks in recent time that obviously are a little bit unexplainable, and it obviously could have been him, but again, we don't have a ton of information about it. So 1x, if he has the ability to take down full servers, that means he has to have more than just God mode and killing players in games. That means his hacks were probably more powerful than Cool Kid's, if we put it into that perspective, because taking down a whole server is definitely bigger than just turning on God mode, you know, because God mode, those kind of things are admin commands that can be toggled, at least in my opinion, pretty easily. But taking down a whole server, that takes a lot of work. So now that we've broken it all down, I want you guys to leave a comment down below of who you think is kind of the stronger hacker. I really want to hear from you guys before I say my opinion on this. So for me, I believe that 1x is the better hacker, actually, which I think might surprise a lot of people, because I feel like a lot of people are going to say Cool Kid is the better hacker. But hear me out real quick. 1x was around for a very, very slim amount of time, and in the amount of time he was around, he did an unbelievable amount of damage. Okay, I mean, he came in so strong, just took down servers left and right, and then was really very quickly banned. So that's the only thing about 1x, is that to our knowledge, he's still not around. So I feel like if he was still around now, that he would be able to do much more damage than Cool Kid could ever do. But keep in mind, I'm not leaning so much to one side, okay? I would say maybe 5% more in favor of 1x being the better hacker, because the amount of effect that Cool Kid actually had on the game is very, very significant. And he did engineer a lot of hacks that I believe are still somewhat used today. I mean, they kind of more inspired hacks nowadays. But let me know what you guys thought of this down in the comments below. I thought this was just a really fun idea, just to kind of break down these guys and who you think is the better guy. I'm very curious of what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys have anyone you'd like me to cover in another episode, be sure to also let me know. I kind of think we could do like a Jane versus John Doe, or like on it. There's actually like a lot that we could cover, like a bunch of verses. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll be sure to do my best to make sure we do another one very soon. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. See you later, guys.